Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to the Tuesday show. Kate's back. She's been gone for a couple of days, being sick, but she's back. An auspicious day. Kate returns from illness. Kate is here. How are you doing, Kate?
Alex,
Yeah?
I'm home.
You're home.
I've changed from being someone that was ill to someone that is no longer as ill as I was.
Right. Yeah.
So it just feels nice to be home.
Yes, I'm sure it does.
I haven't been back in podcasting at all in the past 9 years. If you
right, no one has seen you podcast in over 9 years. You haven't been podcasting anywhere.
No,
because you've been so sick. And
correct.
And it is one of those things. The place that made you sick is definitely the place you want to go back to. So that is why you are here.
I can only get well in the place that got me sick. So
right. Yes, that's how that works.
This is also the best graphic since I would say Steven Jensen addresses his enemies.
Yeah.
In the Eddie graphic.
This is from the SGS Sour Grap Society Discord. I have no idea who posted it. I just grabbed it because it's perfect. And
it's incredible. Thank you, whoever did that.
Yeah, whoever posted it, you can take credit in the chat. We won't fact check you or anything. So you're awesome.
Because here's the thing, Alex. It doesn't matter if I come back one day a year. I could have Santa Claus's schedule. Okay.
You could.
I'll still kick your ass.
That's right. You could. Also, on such an auspicious occasion, I think it only fitting that we take tonight very seriously.
Yes, of course.
So it was such a serious night that you are back. You are draped, of course, in jingle bells.
Well, I was gonna wear like my ugly sweater, but I figured since I've been sick, I would wear my Christmas jammies. But you got to dress up the Christmas jammies. So this is definitely not from my tree. This is not garland that was on my tree. And oh, is that Santa? No, it's just Kate. Kate and her jingle bells.
It's just Kate and her jingle bells.
You didn't get dressed up at all.
I did not get dressed up at all. For people who are only listening to the podcast in audio form, rest assured, I have not dressed up in any way for tonight's festivities.
Certainly not.
It's possible that my voice may sound a little different. Like my head is trapped in some kind of giant mask. But rest assured that is not the case if you are listening only on audio.
I feel like at some point in this, if you were wearing something, which you're not, but hypothetically, like there would be like a spot where I would try and unmask you.
Yeah, you would, because if I was wearing a mask, it is very sacred to my culture. And if you were to take it off in the middle of the podcast, that would be an affront to mi gente, my people.
Of course, yeah. And you, of course, being from the proud snowman lineage.
Right. If I were to be wearing a mask.
Right, of course.
Right, yes.
Which you're not.
Authentically
obviously.
So, myself.
See, J.S. Brown got it right. You shaved. That's what looks different about you.
That is what is different. That is the only thing different. Also, I got a nose job.
You did. You still have your hat on, so it doesn't look that different.
It's the same, basically.
100%.
So I guess we should probably address the elephant in the room to start off with. Super chats and humper chats.
Let's do it. We didn't do I didn't do my part of the topic.
No, you're a little out of practice because you've been ill.
I am.
But now I'll let you get back on the horse.
Well, now that I'm home, let me say that this is your NXT post show for Tuesday, December 19th. Alex, it's the go home to Christmas.
But yeah, it is.
It is. So we invite you to get into your super chats and your humper chats if you want to talk about anything on tonight's show, or because we do sing if you have any Christmas carols you want to get in, I suppose. We also invite you to subscribe to FightfulSelect.com, $54 a year or $5 a month for the most wrestling scoops in the biz. And you, in addition to getting all the scoops you could possibly want, you also get Sean's Q&A, where you can ask him questions and he gets answers. That's how Q&As work. Bunch of bonus podcasts, including me and my extremely serious co-host, Alex, where we do alternate post shows to what's on the main. If you want to see our takes on AEW pay-per-views, WWE pay-per-views, whatever we can get at you. where we bring this same serious tenor to those shows. So
Yes.
subscribe to FightfulSelect.com and also to
Yep.
leave a thumbs up on this video. It helps people find us in the algorithm because
Yeah.
people need to see this
They
real
do.
bad.
Yeah.
So that's what's up.
Kim Gray sends in a super chat, says,
Kim!
can't watch tonight, but wanted to wish you two a Merry Christmas.
Thank
This
you.
place means a lot to me. Very thankful for the laughs and fun. Well, I don't understand what you're talking about with that last sentence. We are nothing if not deadly serious in how we talk about professional wrestling, especially NXT.
All the time.
So
I'm glad you find our extremely serious nature very fun. But
Yeah.
happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you too, Miss Kim. Thank you for always being so
Yep.
supportive, and I hope you and Bo get everything you ever wanted for Christmas.
Right. Being that this is the last NXT before Christmas,
Mhm.
Christmas puns. Christmas puns are what we're going to with tonight. So
Christmas, holiday,
yep, all those
festive
things.
puns, 100%.
Absolutely. So if you celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah to you. And
We're late, sorry,
certainly,
Jump in.
right, late, but a belated happy Hanukkah.
Sure.
And we would of course accept Hanukkah puns, Kwanzaa puns, Festivus puns, anything that you'd like to throw in would be great. We'd love to accept those. Thank you.
Mark Lausper says, is Kate clipping or are her balls not a euphemism? Hitting her microphone.
Yes,
my balls are always getting in the way, Alex.
You're just hold on. Just like the Miz's balls, your balls are always getting in the way of a good show.
And they're kind of tiny, so story tracks.
It is kind of yep. So I guess listen, the other thing that's going on tonight is very serious. The way they ended the episode, I feel like cannot be discussed in any kind of a way that gives the kind of gravity that the angle requires. If I am wearing a snowman head,
correct,
I'm going to remove it, and then we will then discuss it in a very serious manner.
Oh my God, it's like in Retribution when they all took off their masks to unveil that they still had masks on. Except you took off no mask and now you also don't have.
Yep. Also an entirely serious thing that we're doing now.
Yes.
So before we get into the very, very serious stuff to talk about, I'm going to do some super chats here.
Okay. That sounds good.
Tyler Jones sent in a humper chat, humperchats.com. Finally got my debit card to send you and Kate some money. You guys used to be a weekly cure for depression and suicide, but now you're a daily treat because I finally got Fightful Select.
Oh, well, thank you.
All but the SGS fam sucks. Yeah, that's true.
That is true. Everything sucks except for us.
We are the only thing that does not suck.
And I will say on FightfulSelect.com, we just love the C2 and we're obsessed with it. And so Alex did a Collision review where there was really nothing bad on the show, and the fact that nothing sucked made his brain melt, and it was hysterical.
It did. It was. I didn't know what to do.
He was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it was a great episode.
I feel itchy. This episode was almost perfect.
Orion Ben says, finally the bangs returned to Sour Graps. My thanks to Team AKA and the whole SGS Society for keeping me sane as my years spiraled. I'm eternally grateful. We are eternally grateful for you, Orion Ben. Always here, every show, in the chat, keeping everything great. So
hey, and let me just say, I had a lot of high points this year. I got to do some really cool stuff, largely because of this. But I had a real dumb year in other ways, and this place has also helped me out a lot. So whenever you guys send those in, it means a lot. But also know it's returned, and you guys are equally as important to me. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Paul Elizabeth says, happy Festivus to the SGS. Let the airing of grievances commence. Oh, Papa Paul, don't you worry. There'll be lots of airing of lots of grievances.
I think it's special that we celebrate that part all year round, you know?
Meat Norma says meat is innocent of any and all meat theft. That seems like you're preempting any kind of accusations. I did not realize that you were accused of thieving meat.
It's true.
No.
This is like a sticky bandit situation.
It is. Tom LaValle said Kate came back for the fans. For you.
I did. I came back for you.
You laced them up one more time for the fans.
I wanted to go out on my terms. You know what I mean?
Because
not my sinus infection or whatever that was terms.
Because you love those guys, the fans.
I do. I love you people.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Sour Grabs universe is what it is.
Matt Reichel says, glad Kate is home. I'm turning 42 tomorrow and didn't watch NXT at all, and I'm only here for the SGS. See, Matt Reichel? Love it.
Matt Reichel, happy birthday, man. That's awesome.
Happy birthday. That's awesome. Tom LaValle says, but did you watch that Rampage Trios match yet? No, it's become a bit. I'm just never going to watch it. I'm never going to watch Top Flight and Andretti versus the Lucha guys. I'm just never going to do it. Not because I don't want to, but because I forget literally every day.
I will remind you. You have to see it.
Sure, I will. I make sure I don't delete it from my my DVR. So maybe in June we'll get to it. It'll be great. Okay, we'll come back to the puns later when we need a respite. I'm going to do the promo angle that set it up, and then the match, and then the aftermath. We'll talk about it now, get it out of the way, and
I think it's important that we do.
And then we can have fun for the rest of the night. Okay? And no, I'm not taking off Santa Beard to do it. Ilja Dragunov's promo was interrupted by Ridge Holland for some reason. I mean, he gave us the reason once he was there, but it did feel very odd. I mean, obviously, if you saw any of the spoilers, you would have been like, Ridge Holland?
Yeah, really? Of note that these episodes were taped too.
Yeah, taped. So somebody taped what they finished the show with and said, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and run this. We're just going to run this. This will be it. So I don't even remember what he was talking about when he was interrupted. Like just random, like, hey, everybody, it's me. I'm the champion stuff, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Ridge says he comes out, he walks out past the scorers table and gets a microphone and comes in the ring. Doesn't have entrance music or anything. He just comes out and says, I'm back at NXT now.
All right.
Saw he walked out on Butch on Pete Dunne during a tag match. Just walked out a few weeks ago. And he says he's back because he's got something to prove in NXT. And he's got something to prove overall because his career has been one setback after another. From injury to accident to injury. And I'm like, you don't say. So one of the ways I'm going to prove that my career isn't defined by that is by getting the NXT championship. And Ilja's like, I don't, why you think you deserve? I know I would never, ever beg or ask for a title shot. And Dragunov's like, yeah, too bad. You're getting one anyway. I don't know. Like he was just like, it wasn't a title match. It was just a match to prove himself against Ilja Dragunov, against the best. And Dragunov was like, yes, you can have this thing.
Yeah, like a you belong here kind of thing.
Right. And so they make the match and they kind of like shake hands and stare each other down or whatever. And how well do you remember Ridge Holland's tenure in NXT, Kate?
Not real well.
He wasn't there for very long. He felt one of
wasn't it
those
like
guys that got called up a little
4
too early.
months or something? Like,
I mean, no, it was longer than that because the first part of his time there, he was being built for something, and then he based wrong while catching Orny Lorcan on a dive.
right.
Leg snapped in half. And then he had to go away while his leg healed. And when he came back, they stuck him with like, well, it was going to be McAfee, Pete Dunne, and Ridge Holland, and then he
Right.
got hurt, and then so there was the weird thing. They replaced him with Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch or whatever. But he came back and he was doing a few things, revolving around Pete Dunne, and then he got called to the main roster with Pete Dunne, but they became the Brawling Brutes. He got called up first, and then Pete Dunne joined him and became Butch. But he went up there to like hang. But it was like this weird thing, like, oh, I guess Sheamus needs another guy, and the guy they have is another guy who's from close enough to Ireland. Like, he's across the Sea of Ireland to York in the UK. It's fine. He's just Irish now. It'll be fine. And I was like, I feel like this guy had a lot more to grow and do in NXT. So I don't recall him having a lot of stellar or even non-stellar singles matches in NXT when he was there. I certainly don't recall him ever having anything close to a title match while he was there. So him like, I've got something to prove. I got to come back and get the title I never got. It does not feel like Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews to me.
Correct.
Because those guys were much higher on the card. He was a tag guy. You know what I mean? So he's back here to have this prove himself, he says. But he does cite in a roundabout way him ending the career of somebody with an accidental injury. And then accidentally injuring one of the Yes Boys so that they were gone for a while. And I guess also citing the injury that he suffered while in NXT that had a setback for him and stuff. So they're leaning into it. And oh boy, are they ever leaning into it. Later, I'm going to gloss over this. Carmelo Hayes is trying to convince Trick Williams to make the match with Ilja a triple threat for New Year's Evil, because it doesn't matter which one of them takes the title off of Ilja, just that Ilja loses it because he's a dirty snake who injured them both. And Trick doesn't believe Carmelo, and also is not stupid enough to be like, yes, absolutely, I trust you not to pin me in my one-on-one title match. So they move past that, but Trick is now upset with Ilja for agreeing to have a match, like what appears to be a title match with Ridge Holland before Trick can get his match. And Dragunov is like, I am the champion, and you are the challenger, and the champion gets to make the rules, not the challenger. And Trick is not upset, is not happy about that either. And then more Carmelo trying Ilja Dragunov. So that is what we get leading up to the match. And the match is hard-hitting, and Dragunov is pulling Ridge Holland toward a very good match because Ridge Holland does not have a lot of very good matches. He's a big dude who throws people around. Occasionally, he'll fall backwards into something that's fun because he's so strong. But Dragunov is making it very compelling. And then Ridge Holland tries a brainbuster. It is basically like countered into a weird like bear hug with headbutts by Dragunov, and then he muscles him halfway up and just falls over, ostensibly dropping Ilja Dragunov on the top of his head. And Ilja Dragunov immediately sells it with a very stiff arm that he can't move, and he starts grabbing at his neck, and his eyes go wide, and he starts whimpering, and the ref checks on him, and they back off Ridge, who is immediately distraught by this and can't believe this is happening to him again. And he is sitting in the corner watching as all the medical staff come out and they immobilize his neck, put him on a backboard, stretcher him out. And I would guess at the time, the live crowd, maybe 65-35, thought this was a shoot. The way that they're reacting to it, it does not feel like they are. It feels like they are watching a man who may have been paralyzed. It's all an angle. Tee-hee.
As reported by our own Corey Brennan
Right.
on FightfulSelect.com. Not the kind of scoops that we love to do. I'll say
No.
that much.
No.
I don't even know what to say about how out of pocket this feels. Ridge Holland is someone who accidentally injured one of the most beloved wrestling stars in the world by accident, on a freak accident that happened with I think a belly-to-belly suplex outside the ring, right?
Yep.
He then received harassment and death threats for real, and came under intense scrutiny that put his own mental health on the line.
Yeah.
And they thought, wouldn't it be fun to, like, to me, it felt like they treated this like how they treat the Nia Jax and Becky Lynch thing.
Yeah.
Where Nia Jax threw a bad worked punch and actually punched Becky in the nose. And Becky stood there and was like, well, I'm bleeding from the face. I'm going to make it the most iconic moment that I can.
Yeah.
And that coincided with her rise to being the man, right? This is not that. Somebody compared it to Bryan Danielson selling seizures and was like, oh, but in AEW, it's no. First of all, I hate when they do that shit in AEW too. I'm real glad that they stopped. I hate that. Two, the difference is you're talking about other people's bodies and career and health on the line. And I just think it's extremely tone deaf and tasteless to do this. And this isn't making fun of someone because they got a boob job or something. Like, there are tasteless things that people do or whatever that are bad. To mess with, I love messing with kayfabe. I do. Someone's actual health, no, not someone's actual health and well-being. Like, that's messed up. That's not Gabe Kidd and Will Ospreay taking shots at each other on Instagram. That's not, you know what I mean? Like, you're talking about you know what it is? It feels disrespectful to Big E as much as anything. Like, that's what it feels like, is that you are in some way making light of, and I don't think they were making fun of, but they were making light of, by including it in a wrestling angle, what happened there. And that just feels so wrong and gross to me. This is so much it's so much less important. It's so much less important than the fact that someone was actually within centimeters of being paralyzed and that their career actually ended. Like, it's a wrestling angle.
I don't know why. I mean, listen, if it was literally anybody else, like the Ridge Holland thing, like somebody working in like an accidental injury angle, like this, anybody else, like the fact that it's Ridge Holland, is it like he's been having several matches in NXT over the past couple of months and you've been building him up here so that it feels like he deserves a title? He just showed up having had no interaction with Ilja Dragunov since they were both in NXT UK, like, and
which they didn't even reference, really, like,
at all. So you are specifically using this guy to do this accidental injury angle on Ilja, because it'll also give you an angle of like, I can't believe I keep doing this to people I don't really mean to. This is a horrible thing that wrecks my psyche, which is, I'm pretty sure, an actual thing that Ridge is going through. And you say, let's use it. Let's make it a real thing. And that to me, I don't know. I don't want to split hairs, but it feels a lot like using Road Warrior Hawk and Jeff Hardy's substance abuse as
Mhm.
angles, which they've done in the past. That just I don't, that's just too close to home, man. Just don't do those things. It feels odd that you're making me watch a guy perform stuff he's actually gone through in real life that was mentally damaging to him in the past, and now we're doing this again.
Yeah, there's a difference between it's being yourself turned up to 11 and portraying things that you've actually done or been through. And I can't emphasize enough too, like, did they check with Big E if this was
I don't know.
cool with him? Because, like, it is also one thing for Jeff Hardy to do this about his own addiction. I still don't like it, but, like, that's him and his own thing. This involves other people and one who had wrestling taken away from them. So I just think it's I think it's just not, of all the directions you could have chosen to go, this is not the one I would have picked.
Yeah. It also feels every so often, I don't know if they still do it, I'm sure they do, but Law and Order would do an episode ripped from the headlines. But imagine it's that, but then you hire the actual people who went through the tragedy to play themselves in the episode of Law and Order. Like, that's what it feels like to me. And I don't get it. I think a lot of it is made honestly worse by the fact that not worse or better, I don't know, by the fact that Ilja is just so damn good at everything. So
yeah, so he's selling this perfectly.
His performance of I think I may be paralyzed is just too accurate.
It's believable.
Unbelievable. So we know it's an angle a week on, but the people there don't. Like, they've done the thing. They did the thing with Braun Breaker and Von Wagner, but the way that they did it was a way that was, I think, done in a way to be like ironically funny. Not just because it was Von Wagner, but the way that they did it. Oh my God, he crushed his skull with the hollow ring steps. This is it's him doing a suplex and a guy landing on his head wrong. It's the exact same way that Big E was accidentally hurt, and then you do it on purpose, exploiting the history of the guy who did the injury to Dragunov here in a way to like make it more salacious.
And is also every wrestler's worst nightmare, like from both sides of it, like the aspect of every time you step in the ring, you're taking your health into account and somebody else's life in your own hands, right? Like, I feel like, I don't know, it just, nope, it's a swing and a miss for me.
Yeah. So the other thing about it is that when the footage came out, or pictures came out of Dragunov on a backboard last week, before it was reported by us that it was a work, and it was like Ridge Holland, hurt Dragunov's neck, blah blah blah, and here's the picture. And the immediate thing is to like people like just with such viciousness attacking Ridge Holland about this, maligning his character, saying that he should be fired, that no one should ever hire him again. Like, I saw people like with the KYS like to Ridge Holland, like horrible things. And you did this angle, I think, hoping it would get that reaction to then make people tune in and watch what happened.
To create buzz, which is like, no, just vitriol.
That's just the whole thing. The best way the way that I could put it is it was an extremely poor taste. And there's in no way to no reason to do it to me. It just feels like it's an entirely unnecessary thing, especially because I don't know what this angle does for. Why is this angle here when you're running a separate angle where Dragunov may or may not, according to Carmelo Hayes, attacked Carmelo Hayes and Williams that's the angle you're. This weird angle where Ridge may have paralyzed Dragunov, and Dragunov, I guarantee you, they're still doing the New Year's Evil match. So Dragunov's going to take what, 2 weeks off, and then come back with a possibly paralyzed neck, but he's going to insist on defending the title against Trick Williams. I don't. Just no. Just no. No.
Yeah, it's a miss of an angle, and you're right in that the timing is also a miss of an angle. If you are going to attempt something like this, it's not.
Yeah.
Not great.
John Wick says horrible booking kid is his finest. Mark Losper has several thoughts about this. I didn't see this promo, but it sounds so much worse than I thought it was. I never want to hear about this new regime better than the old one.
Well, this regime's the same, right? This is still HBK.
Yeah. Mark Losper says, in the case that you forgot, the ending angle is a great reminder that there are no depths to this effing company will not stoop to for cheap heat. Disgusting. It is certainly cheap heat, and this is a depth they're stooping to, but it's not as deep as ones they've done in the past, nor is it as deep as ones they will do in the future. It still sucks, though. Mark Losper says, maybe Big E would be fine with it, but we know that either way, he would say yes because he's a team player. To even suggest this to him is disgusting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if Big E says yeah and Rich Holland says yes, I will relive my lowest moment as an adult. I will relive that for you and perform it for you. Yes, I will do that. Don't ask him to do that. That's a horrible thing to do.
Or the other thing is, if this was like his idea, you have to safeguard performers from their own selves. We've seen that. We've seen that all over wrestling this year. All over wrestling this year.
Vicky L says, please send Ilja up for Gunther ASAP. I know it was a work, but it felt bad for Ridge. Yeah, I don't know what is this angle supposed to do for Ridge? You know,
I really don't know. I
don't know what that's supposed to do.
The one thing I would hope they had a plan behind, but it's also hard to trust that when this is the same company that made Lacey Evans relive her trauma for 5 weeks in a row and did nothing.
Yeah. Orion Ben says it's an angle, but I had immediate Hana Kimura vibes, which it clarifies later is just feeling empty about something that has happened in the ring, and so I don't.
Sure.
And John C says this is triggering. I vividly remember in 1993 Bastion Booger legit critically injuring a jobber. It was bloody graphic. It still affects my mental health to this day. There was. Thankfully, he was all right. But I was watching live when Buff Bagwell had his neck broke by a Steiner Bulldog. And he came out okay, but he was motionless, flat on his face forever. And it was just like his tag partner, Scott Norton, like on all fours, whispering into his ear that he was going to be okay and everything. It was really, really affecting. He turned out okay. But like in the moment, I was watching that and going like this. And of course, I was also watching live when the thing happened to Big E, going like, no, like, so it's horrible. I can imagine like people watching when Draws got literally paralyzed would have like how that would have done something to them. This is also one of those things of like, what a triggering thing it must be for somebody who's gone through it, processed it, moved on with his life. But somebody like D'Lo Brown who sees this, he must be right back there where he was when that happened with Draws in a total accident, freak occurrence. And so like, there's no reason to do it. So don't do it. That's my thing.
That's what I agree with. If you can script anything in the world, why would you script this? It's normally something we say about like, you don't know how to book a tournament, but it's also things like this. I don't think there's an appropriate way to do this. I always try to applaud things that feel like someone's at least trying to take a risk, but there's some things like this where it's just that's not the way to go.
Kaza 86 says I'm late, but I'm here. What did I miss? Well, for sure, I did not wear a giant snowman head, and I am not for sure wearing a Santa beard at this moment while talking about a really, really, really poorly thought out angle.
Those things are 100% correct.
Yeah.
It's about as true as MJF having not re-signed. That's what I'll say.
Yes. Jeremy Thomas says the angle was flat garbage, and I hate everything about it. Period. Point blank. Stop. Ignoring Ilja's performance, nothing about it is redeemable. Yeah, I don't like these kind. You want to do an injury angle with your leg? Fine. With an arm? Fine. But don't do it with ones that, like, if it is the worst case scenario, we'll never see you wrestle again. Don't do those.
Yeah. There's like a really big gap between...
No, I don't like those.
Yeah, there's a big gap between Nia splitting open Becky and this. Like, it's a very, very sizable gap. Oh no. Am I frozen or is Alex? Oh no.
Hello? Am I back? Can you hear me?
Hey, there he is.
I
thought you were going to come back as the snowman.
Danielson is the best to ever do it. He's also the best at this, at selling like he's never going to wrestle again, which is sad.
It's the worst. I hate it when he does it too.
I hate it. He's just I hate it. Okay, cool. I don't suppose we have a ad read we could do here, so I could get, because I'm inhaling my own beard, and I wanted to get that off for a while.
Well, despite you robbing me of a clever segue, we actually have two today. So
good. Yeah, good.
Hey, Alex, what are your favorite holiday colors this time of year?
Red and green?
Green? Like athletic greens from AG1? Why, my goodness, if only someone was here to tell you about how far the green can get you or something.
Athleticgreens.com/Fightful. Man, this is my go-to supplement, my go-to multivitamin, but it's so much more than a multivitamin. By the way, you want to be drinking your multivitamin. It absorbs a lot better. I take 1 scoop of AG1 from athleticgreens.com/Fightful, put it in my 8 ounces of water, drink it down, and I'm good to go. I got a multivitamin that covers so much. Minerals, probiotics, that's why you never see me getting sick. You got your adaptogens, antioxidants, you've got a digestive enzyme. They all work together for a stronger foundation for your health. A free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 free travel packs when you use athleticgreens.com/Fightful. By the way, it also helps recovery. So if you've had a tough workout, this athleticgreens.com/Fightful AG1 product is really going to help you out. They've got doctors, they've got endurance athletes, people with PhDs, the professor of genetics at Harvard Medical School, David Sinclair, putting this thing over. athleticgreens.com/Fightful. That immunity support, that digestive support, that multivitamin, all at athleticgreens.com/Fightful.
Oh no, I wasn't ready in time.
Come on.
I felt a tremendous amount of pressure because you changed wardrobes, and I felt like I had to change wardrobes.
Listen, it is the last episode of this show before Christmas, so I had to bring out the big guns.
If we talk about the Brian Pillman Jr. match right now, or the Lexis King match, that would be perfect because that guy had a headband over his eyes like this. He struggles in the accessories department.
Yeah, he really does.
Unlike us, who are killing it in the accessories department as we speak, you know?
Right. Yeah. All right, let's get some puns.
Let's get some puns.
To cleanse the palate after all that stuff. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Puns, Christmas puns. Here we go. Insert clever Tegan Knox pun. Wants Tegan-nog.
Tegan-nog? Tegan-nog?
Tegan-nogs.
I'm here for it.
This is the pun I thought of well after you went off the air last year and thus started this silly brain exercise bit. A big thank you to both of you for being one of the few highlights of my week. You are very welcome. Insert clever Tegan Mox pun.
Wow. Can you do a Tegan Mox pun? I'm going to challenge you now. In 2024, I want to see a Tegan Mox pun where it's Tegan Knox and Jon Moxley.
Wow, wow.
Here's resolutions.
Yep. He insert clever Tegan Knox pun says a partridge in a pear Tegan Knox.
That's very good.
And True Infamous says Lady Frosty the Snowman.
Very good. Love Lady Frost.
Louisville says world's most dangerous man.
That's so good.
Auntie Collins says Braun Snowman or Roman Reindeer.
Those are both very good. Hi, Auntie.
True Infamous says Santa El Cerro Miedo.
Santa. Okay. Brain clicked. Good. Excellent.
Vicky L says The Rock around the Christmas tree.
If you smell pine.
Wizard of Smoke says deck the halls with Bob Holly. La 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 la. Louisville says Nakatomi D'Angelo. Louisville says Zack Ryder BB gun.
That's really good.
Chris Pereira says Christmas tree of woe. True Infamous is Patrick Mahomes alone. I don't feel like it fits the thing.
It's more just football, but
it's more. Yes, it's definitely more football than it is the other thing. Okay, wait. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Infamous though says Mistletoe driver. Mistletoe driver. Mistletoe driver. Mistletoe driver.
That one's really good. That's a top 3 for me for sure.
Mistletoe dropkick.
Mistletoe dropkick's very good. If you were Sean Ross Sapp, you'd be bragging about your mistletoe drop hold.
Yes. Yeah. Missile drop toe hold. I don't how do you no anyway.
Drop toe hold, yeah. No. Right?
Mistletoe drop hold is a very different one. But anyway, True Infamous says the mistletoe and Mrs. Claus. Orion Ben says tech the halls with boughs of crash holly.
Thank you for always getting in the most important one of all.
Matt Gray Sky says Will Osley.
He is elevated, right? Elevated.
Yeah. True Infamous also says Braun Snowman.
Very good.
True Infamous says Becky Grinch.
That's very really good.
That's very good.
That's really good.
Jambeard says they call him Mr. Plowlowski. That name again is Mr. Plowlowski. It's a Simpsons reference. Clever Tegan Knox pun says Tegan Knoxing Day.
Tegan Knoxing Day. I'll take that. That's a good one.
They say he's Canadian and she's from New Zealand, I believe, from the UK. So both. Either way. Chris Pereira says Candy Cane. That's gotta be Candy Cane. True Infamous says Christmas Eve Torres.
That's very good.
And the new holiday. The new day. It's a new holiday. Yes, it is.
I needed the. It's a new holiday.
Louisville says Wreath Slater.
That's very good. That's very good.
Tyrone Kid says, I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus.
Very nice. Little Rhea Ripley one.
Yep. Jesse Ozog says Minoru Suzuki.
We got that one last year, but it's goated.
It's immediately top 5.
100%.
Minoru Suzuki is so good. Jambeard says Kate Eliza Snowball.
I'll take it.
Norma says deck the Scott Halls with boughs of Spike Holly.
Aww.
Kaza86 says Willow Night Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Robert Lyle says, Die Hard Jack.
Die Hard's
Die
not Christmas.
Hard Jack. Tyrone Kidd says, Eli Dreidel or LA Nightmare Before Christmas.
Both very good.
Jambeard says, Techno Dog Sled Team 2000.
That's very good.
Chris Barrera says, Cactus Jack Frost. Wizard of Smoke says, Grandma got ran over by a rainmaker. Chris Pereira says, Frosty the Strowman.
That's very good.
Kim Gray says, Rudolph Ziggler. Kaza86 says, Bishop Claus. Not Bishop Cowan, Bishop Claus. Greg Cherry Brand says, Big Papa Rum Pumpa Pum Pump.
That's a very, very good one.
That's very, very good, Greg Cherry. Matthew Hook says, Under the Mistletoe, Merry Christmas, SGS, love y'all.
Well, thank you.
Feeling Treepy says, well, it's the big ho ho ho.
It's very good.
And also,
No more BS.
Kevin Ovaltine.
That's very good.
Chris Barrera says, The Nightmare Factory Before Christmas.
Very nice.
Mark Glosper says, For Kate, Zach Slaber Jr.
Very good.
Um,
Come on, dickheads! Get in the sleigh. I'm in.
Meet Normus says, Miss Carols. Miss song. Tiny chestnuts roasting. Oh, there we go. Tiny chestnuts roasting on an alba fire.
I feel like it should be Christmas, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's
Christmas.
good. Yeah. Lady Frost nipping at the forbidden door.
Aww.
Driftsmith says, Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, nicely done.
Robert Lyle, we three Kingstons of Orient are
Partner.
Tom LaValle says, Hans Gunther. Yippee-ki-yay, Moxley fighter.
Thank you for censoring yourself in the process.
Orion Ben says, Stokely says, no sleigh riding without a license.
It's not what he said, but it is
No,
what
it's
he
not
said.
what he said at all.
Thank you.
And it's really Brian has a new chunk of them. Here we go. We're up to 64. You guys are amazing.
5 more and then we're done. No, I'm just kidding. 105 more.
Some new Xmas puns this year. 'Twas the LA night before Christmas. Dijak Frost. Tommaso Santa. The American Dream Frosty Roads. Metaphor Calling Birds. Hot Cocoa Beware. Snow Angel Garza. Tech Snow Team 2000.
There's some really good ones in there. And not just because I'm a Techno Team 2000. I can't even say I'm a Techno Team 2000 mark. They're just always my go-to. I forget Chad Fortune's name half the time when I reference them. But the point being, those are some really good ones. I like Hot Cocoa Beware. That's really good.
That is really good. All right. We'll come back to those later. You guys are going to keep sending them in, and you're great. Taylor Cannon, a 28th month member of the Fightful main roster, says, Merry Christmas to the SGS and our fearless leaders, Team Kalex. Thanks for getting me through the rough times this year. Love y'all.
Thank you, Taylor. Taylor's the best.
Yep.
Taylor rules.
Lord Kev says, hellos and warm wishes to all the SGS, and also to Saint Alex and Kate the Beautiful. Gimmick, and yada yada. Happy holidays, and thank you for everything this year. I love all of you for life.
I've never been more beautiful than exactly this moment.
Right. No.
Coming
right
off of a nasty head cold.
Right.
With
right
tree
now.
garland in my hair and my pajamas top
on. There we go. Back to it. Here we go. And to finish us out on the Dragunov talk, Mark Glosper with one more, all the way from Australia. Even if you want to use the most charitable reading, all these sorts of real injury angles do is cheapen anyone feeling kayfabe pain during matches. It's utterly pointless. It achieves nothing. I mean, yeah.
I mean, hypothetically, the idea is that Ridge Holland would be able to combat this, right?
Yeah.
Like that's my thing is like
Hope.
he would prove when you do something that's real life criticism, usually you're supposed to be able to prove it the other way, right?
Mhm.
But this does
Mhm.
the opposite of that, which is why I'm kind of confused. Like,
Right.
does he go, you can't do like a prove I'm a safe worker angle out of this, which is why
Yeah.
I don't get what the payoff is supposed to be yet.
Right. Fallon Henley defeats Tiffany Stratton. The payoff here is that Tiffany Stratton loses the match in about 5 minutes to a clever reversal of a reversal. Gets the pin in about 5 minutes, a flash pin on Tiffany Stratton, and Tiffany Stratton does what I've been begging them to do with Shinsuke Nakamura for a while: is to book him. If you're gonna have him lose like this, and then flip out on people. But she flips out on Fallon Henley and smashes her face into a bunch of things, takes her backstage, rubs a dirty mop in her face, and then covers her with garbage.
Can you imagine a show that's centered around mops? I could never.
No,
We would never do such a thing.
Nobody in their right minds would.
No, that's 100% accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Fallon Henley looks better and better the more reps that we've seen of her. She hadn't been.
Yeah, she's getting better and better.
Yeah, which is it's nice to see. Post that Kiana James feud just because it went on so long. That's not to say anything of the wrestlers in it. These have been some much better reps for her of late, and I'm happy to see that. I liked the reversal here. I thought it was good. Later when Tiffany Stratton flips out, it felt good. Like it felt proportionate.
Felt right.
We are getting a little lazy on the everybody's getting beaten down backstage trope, like specifically for women's feuds. I feel like we've seen just like a lot of it. It's becoming the new parking lot. I guess you're the safest place you are is in the ring because you're at least wrestling. Everywhere else, you're getting attacked. So I would like to see them get away from lazy repeated tropes like that. But this was perfectly decent. I've got no problem with this.
Yeah.
Still feels like a weird use of Tiffany Stratton, but nice to see Fallon Henley improving week over week. Good.
Right. So at least the wrinkle in the beatdown is the garbage and the mop and everything. And later we see Fallon, who is
a one horse girl open sleigh.
Yes, she's wiping all the garbage detritus off of her, garbage juice. Just get in the shower, sweetheart. You don't need to stand there for a while. If you're using a towel to clean garbage off of you, that is some nasty ass garbage. Go take a shower. It was a full 45 minutes to an hour after the beatdown that was just hanging out backstage. Go take a shower. You don't need to. No, it's fine. And honestly, I would not have minded if we saw her come out in a different outfit, towel drying her hair. Like, I can't get the stench of the garbage off of me. I've taken 2 showers. Like that in this scene, as opposed to, I'm just going to use this paper towel to get all of the, whatever this is.
Garbage juice.
Yeah, not good. She can't do this to me. I'm going to blah, 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 whatever. This is also a thing we'll come back to later where the Beej feels like he is not necessarily part of the group anymore. Maybe they don't need me. Maybe the Beej has outlived his welcome.
You sound like the guy from King of the Hill.
But I'm the Beej. So later we see Tiffany Stratton cut a promo that you are so much lower than me. She is this elitist person who thinks that I would never set foot.
I would never be in the same room as you.
I would never step foot in your dirty bar. So I'm going to beat you at New Year's Eve. And when I do, you're going to become my servant.
No matter how many classes you take, no matter how many matches you wrestle, you will never be me. Tiffany Stratton.
No. So I they've done this enough for me that I can no longer say, well, if you're going to put the stipulation on the match, you kind of have to go with the stipulation. You know what I mean? They've done this. The stipulation is, if I beat you, you have to become my servant. To me, it doesn't make sense for you to put the stipulation on the match and then not go through with it, because there are so many new avenues for stories out of this. You have Tiffany, who wins, and then Fallon has to become her servant, and she hates it. And eventually, she has to fight back and get a match where if I beat you this time, I'm no longer your servant. That kind of a thing. But remember when they were like, it's the Schism versus Chase U for control of the university, and they just had Chase U win and nothing changed?
Yes.
That is what I anticipate here.
They've had a loser leaves town match where the loser just didn't leave town.
But though, like, that was at least a stipulation where both teams were supposedly equally affected by the outcome, and they still didn't actually have anybody affected by the outcome. So here's what I'm hoping for this is. I'm hoping this is Tiffany Stratton's goodbye to NXT. We have a terrible track record at this, Kate, of predicting when people are getting called up. But wouldn't it be great? Listen, I'm not saying that she's necessarily ready for this, but Charlotte's gone for a long time. They have an opening on SmackDown for somebody to do stuff. The Royal Rumble is coming up. I'm just saying, if you wanted to do something to also like help Tiffany Stratton get a huge boost showing up on the main roster for the first time, eliminating Bianca Belair from the Royal Rumble and then starting a feud with her leading into Mania season would not be a bad way to like start Tiffany Stratton off really strong on the main roster. So having her lose at New Year's Evil and then just disappear from, like, do her thing. Well, if you're not going to be my servant, then I'm leaving. And then we just see her a few weeks later at Royal Rumble, and then she could do something because Charlotte's gone. And I feel like that was definitely going to be your Mania match with Charlotte and Bianca. So maybe you do something really interesting with somebody who is the present in Bianca, helping to work somebody who is the future in Tiffany.
If she gets called up now, I'm so sold on your booking of her and Chelsea Green, though. I loved that idea of them as a tag team. But they probably see Tiffany as a single star, and that's not to say that they shouldn't at all. But that combination, just once you said it, I was in. The only thing I don't like about that is that you have Tiffany Stratton going out on 2 losses to Fallon Henley as like her swan song, which feels kind of weird. But
like, she shows up in the Rumble and eliminates like 7 girls, and one of them is Bianca Belair. Like, that's a great way of being like, all that stuff is behind me. I'm moving on now. Like, and that could be really great.
Sure. And they also they're not that careful about what happens in each world, right? Like we've seen that over and over again. I mean, I think she's ready. She has her character figured out. She's looked great in the ring. She's only going to be working with people that make her better on the main roster right now. For the most part, it seems like pretty much everybody there. So, that would be really, really cool. Bianca would, I guess, have to be it because everybody else is kind of tied up in something, which is very cool. So I don't hate it. It does make me think like poor Roxanne, but
she's doing stuff right now. She's turning heel.
Is she?
Because that'll work. I mean, I don't know.
Because they've already done this. They've already had her. It was against Blair Davenport, right? She had to dig down and find another level of her or whatever.
Now she's just slapping girls in the locker room. Like, it's a different thing now. She's finding her dark side, and I don't know. We'll see what they're gonna do.
Well, if she wears
Mark
black
Losper,
lipstick, we'll know because that's
she's already got like red and purple subtle highlights in her long black hair.
Oh yeah, it's only a matter of time. Then.
It's only a matter of time.
Oh, her and Coral will be alliances.
There you go. They'll actually realize they're better together as heels than they ever were apart.
What has Roxanne done since Cora left? Really?
Honestly, it's true. Mark Losper says they're amping up people being beaten up backstage to prepare for CM Punk coming to NXT.
That's a funny joke. I like that. That's a funny joke. Your microphone cuts out sometimes because you have reindeer on your head.
Oh, do I? Speaking of a funny joke, Lexis King.
To his credit, he knew where he was in the ring better than most people who would be like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his
track record with accessories has not been great, Alex.
Well, Mark Losper says, Kate, Pillman struggles in the accessories department. Everyone else, Pillman struggles in the everything department.
I mean, it's not like he's particularly bad. I have yet to see what people are like particularly psyched about with him. Like I'm not like it's not like he can't wrestle. It's not like he's bad, but there's nothing about him that feels anything that's not generic. Like
right.
It's just nothing that stands out to me yet. But he's in developmental. Hopefully he'll find it.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't see. If your introductory vignette was the coolest thing you've done, that's not good. I'll put it that way. Like that's not a good direction to be trending in.
Yeah. He beats Dion Lennox, whose gimmick is Clark Kent, I think. He comes to the ring wearing glasses, takes them off, and gains superhuman abilities. I think. Maybe not superhuman, maybe just extra human. I don't know.
I mean, the last person that was taking off their glasses, we were calling a porn accountant. So I guess this is a step in the right direction.
I guess. It is one of those things where, so he hits a Northern Light suplex and Lexis King, Pillman Jr. kicks out at 2.5, and then he exits the ring, picks up the at-a-glance, and just starts leaving with it. As though he has taken it, and now he is the champ. He won the tournament by taking the thing. Dion Lennox, because he is the babyface in this match, is an idiot because if he stays in the ring, Lexis King gets counted out. And he moves on in the tournament. But no, he has to take him, go up, grab him, run him back into the ring, and 3 moves later, Lexis King wins with his weird little spinny neck breaker thing. It's a reverse Crossroads.
Yes, it is a reverse Crossroads.
Yeah, instead of standing behind a guy and turning him face up and then spinning, you stand in front of a guy and turn him over and spin him face down. So it's the same.
You land him on himself.
Yes. Yep. There you go.
It's a dizzy bat race, and you land him on himself.
And so Lexis King wins, but then he is chased away by Trey Bear Hill. Who comes out with a chair and runs him away, and Lexis King's like, "What?" Basically, is what he says. Jambeard says King is the Miz of NXT, the most mid man ever. I don't know, like I just don't think this is working. I think other things might work. This is not a thing that is working for me.
It's not, and I would also argue that the Miz is really great at his role of what he does. It's just that his role of what he does kind of wears thin for people who are like me and Alex for the most part. So I wouldn't even say that the Miz is like bad. Yeah. I don't think he's like the Hall of Fame caliber talent that maybe a lot of other people think he is. But like he's good at the thing he does. It's just the thing he does kind of sucks. Yeah, this isn't it to me with with Pillman Jr. anyway, and I also don't know if the NXT landscape is something that allows them to actually tell the story that they seem to be telling of like, I am my unhinged dad, because it's such a high school Wild West environment that even to pull off that story, I don't think you can do it in the context that they create for him here. So I don't think it's particularly his wheelhouse, and I don't think him walking away with the at a glance is like, I'm so manipulative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not like the stakes are never high enough in NXT to make it feel that way.
Yeah. So Kiana James and her new friend Izzi Dame come out. Izzi Dame is wearing a translucent green jacket, and it looked like she was wearing solidified Nickelodeon slime to me. Like somehow they were able to like coagulate it into a solid and fashion a jacket out of it, and she wore it to the ring.
Did you ever have GAC?
Yeah, sure. Oh yeah,
I had GAC when I was younger.
Yeah,
that's kind of what this reminded me of. That's fair.
Yeah. But Thea Hale can't concentrate during the match because Riley Osborne is in the audience, so they lose. Her and Jacy Jayne lose. I don't know what.
Why did they break up her and Gigi Dolan? Like, I just keep Gigi's done some good work and Jacy Jayne's done some all right work, but they were so obnoxiously overbuilt, and now they're just like kicking around the mid card, not really doing that much. And you have tag titles on the main roster. Yeah.
Gigi Dolan is hanging out backstage, giving salient advice to Carmen Petrovich about Cora Jade, who takes over Carmen Petrovich's locker. Like, I'm back, and I got my locker back, and I'm throwing all of Carmen Petrovich's stuff on the floor, and I'm back, and I'm in charge. And Gigi's like, some things never change. Just I don't know, but Carmen and Cora Jade have a match next week, and because Cora Jade pinned Lyra last week, and they have done nothing with it. I'm assuming they will after Lyra beats Blair Davenport.
But also
doesn't
Lola Vice.
But Lola Vice did not appear tonight on television. She won the Breakout tournament, and they have no plans for her to ever do anything with the title with the at a glance that she won. So I don't know.
Alex, I would argue that is not breaking out.
Here's what I do know. Blair Davenport's not beating Lyra Valkyria, or at least she shouldn't be allowed to. I would love to see Blair Davenport as the champion, but what you've done by having Cora Jade pinned Lyra Valkyria is basically say Lyra is going to beat Blair and then she's going to face Cora Jade, but you could have done all of this after the Blair Davenport match, then Cora Jade comes back, then you have the thing, because now you've just muddied all of this with Cora Jade being around. And if all you're going to have her do after she pins Lyra Valkyria is not like insist that it be a triple threat at New Year's Evil, because I already pinned you. I went to talk to Ava Raine, who talked to Shawn Michaels, who came back and told me that she made the match at New Year's Evil a triple threat because I pinned Lyra Valkyria. That's something she'd at least try to do. Why wouldn't she try doing that? Having her pin Lyra Valkyria and then like take 3 weeks off before she begins her program with Lyra Valkyria makes no sense, which is why they did it, because they don't know how to make sense.
Yeah, the sequencing here is all wrong. Like, Lola Vice should be having her title match before Blair Davenport does. Right. And then the Cora Jade stuff you should have just done. Mm-hmm. You could have done this exact same thing, but after.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
Right.
Unlike us, who are extremely normal.
Right. So, oh yeah, by the way, Riley Osborne, who Thea Hale has the hots for. Sorry, sweetheart. He's taken because he just proposed to Blair Davenport and now they're engaged. So.
Oh, congrats to them.
Is that nice?
That is nice.
You know what's not nice? Dice. and Andre Chase playing them. So
somehow this was not the most tone deaf segment on the show.
Scripps comes up and gives him a briefcase full of money that is actually an invitation for you to come and bet all of the money at our back alley craps game. That's what that was. Not here, take the money and pay off your debt, therefore you're in debt to us. It is here, take this money and bet it. But he doesn't, because he says he only came in with $300 and he's now up to an incredible amount of money. And instead of letting it ride with one more roll of the dice, he and Duke are going to face Bronco and Lucian. And if they win, their debt's wiped clean. And if they lose, they have to get a title match for Bronco and Lucian against Tony D and Stacks, who again are not on the show this week. To say nothing of the weird connotations of the white guy doing a little dance while playing back alley craps in a graffiti-strewn alley. Because that's where you would do things.
Well, that could just be the NXT parking lot. That's just a haven for crime. Where are the tag champs?
I don't know. But
why is there such a clean angle that you just had Out the Mud get shoehorned into?
They sent Big Ange on behalf of Tony D to fake call Tony D because you could see that the screen on her phone did not light up. So we know he was not actually calling him, but like, hey, boss, yeah, no, all right, I'll tell him. The Godfather says, the Don says that you can have your little match. So again, I just want to say the only way this makes sense is if Chase U loses next week, so that they are now in hock to both Bronco, but both Out the Mud and also Tony D's mob. But I mean, I don't know.
But then, like, we have a servant angle, and
yes, all of these things at the same time.
I just don't understand why we're not getting weeks of television with Tony D hanging it over their heads that they're in debt to them. Like, there's such a clean out to this.
Right.
And it's between your former champion for 10 minutes, Duke Hudson, and Mr. Chase, and your current tag champions.
There were so many different ways of making it clean, but they just didn't do it. Like, when they beat Tony D and Stacks to become champions, and then Tony D and Stacks go, you owe us, remember? So you better do what you're supposed to do. What had to happen in the rematch is Andre Chase obviously taking a dive. Because of the money he owes the mob, he takes a dive to them to give them their titles back. But they didn't do that. Like, they just beat him straight up. So him, like, you got to give us our rematch and then fight as hard as you can so that you could possibly beat us is not a thing the mob does.
No.
None of this made any sense. It's just bad.
And it could have been so fun if we had, like, I just don't understand why this angle hasn't involved the tag team champions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Orion Ben saying, how are you not listening to Duke Hudson, the world's greatest poker player, about gambling, when he's like, I think you should cut your losses. I think you should just not cut your losses. I think you should quit while you're ahead. And then he rolls it one more time and rolls a 7, which, as much as I know about craps, is that you can't do that. So that so if he had rolled it one more time, he would have lost everything. So all right.
They just go so far out of their way to make it worse.
They do. They do. Speaking of things that are not worse, a great thing. Puns. We have lots of them. More puns. They're great. Now up to 81.
Oh my gosh.
Ricardo the Snowman says, Luis Pelid Don our gay apparel.
What was it?
Luis Polido Narge Apparel.
Oh. I like it when
And
Luis
Jambeard
gets
says, Luis Poli ho ho ho. And Trinfamous says, Christmasters. Christmasters.
Very nice. Now I'm thinking of Santa like flexing his pecs.
Yep. Electric Mayhem says, back when elves were elves. Jambeard says, A House of Black Christmas and 8 Crazy LA Nights.
Very nice.
Trinfamous says, Sin Slay Nakamura. DDT 420 says, Pentaclaus.
Very nice.
Here comes Panta Claus. Here comes Panta Claus. Here comes. Tom Lavallee says, Buddy Matthews, the elf. Just super jacked and Australian. It's Santa. I know him. Ricardo says Feliz Navi Daddy Magic. That's from Mex Chewy, actually. I love.
Do
when
you
guys
want to know what makes Santa's nipples?
Ian Riccaboni says Rudolph Ziggler. Thank you, Ian Riccaboni. Doc Chris Mueller says Bret Hart doesn't doubt Père Noel Dandy. El Dandy. Do you know El Dandy? He's an old luchador.
I feel
Bret
like
Hart.
I do, but I don't. But
Yeah.
like I know who El Dandy is, but I don't know of a feud. with
Père
him.
Noel Dandy is enough. You don't need to do the Bret Hart thing because that can get confusing. People don't know the angle. But Ian R says this is probably top 2. Tech Noel Team 2000.
This is the most Techno Team 2000 puns we've ever gotten, which is this.
And we get
We
get one more.
We do?
Doc Miller says Tech the Halls Team 2000.
Very nice. And also appropriate coming from him because as you know, he is the technical wizard of Bleacher Report.
There we go. See, here's how I would do it. Tech the Halls with Team 2000. Fa la 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 la. Okay. Louisville says Allie, all merry and bright.
Oh, Allie gets her own.
Allie gets
I
her
love
own.
that.
This is Della Common says bad luck fa la 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 la. Bad luck fa la.
That's really, really good.
Kim Gray says Ricky Starks, the Herald Angels sing.
Oh.
Electric Mayhem says Mouse is King. It's the Mouse King from the Nutcracker with a weird little beard. Schwinfamous says Evan Bornements.
Very nice.
Meet Norma says Abaddon, we now are gay. Errol, fa la 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 la. Electric Mayhem says Wheeler Yuletide.
I always hear it in William Regal's voice when people say Wheeler Yuletide. Wheeler Yuletide.
Robert Lyle says the first Noel Foley.
Very nice.
Ricardo the Snowman is a version of before. Big papa pa pump. And Jambeard says La Snowparka. Alpha Bill says, I'm late again. Snowball Mike Bailey.
That's very good.
Mark Losper says, here comes Pentaclaus. Here comes Pentaclaus. Here comes Pentaclaus off the top rope, and he's definitely legal. Rick Knox. All right. A few more about the ending angle, and then we'll keep going through this. Jambeard says this angle with Ridge and the Roxanne story of her being a loser because she has anxiety makes me think the HBK doesn't really care about mental health. Like, not really a thing he's all that in tune with. Yeah.
I think he thinks this is supposed to be like a vehicle to be like a platform for it. Like I would like to think he's well intending with that. But it doesn't come across that way.
I mean, I'd like to think, but I don't know. Mike the Jeweler says, it's a very nice Humper chat. Thank you so much. Hello, SGS family. Alex and Queen Kate. Hope all is well. Hope you both and the rest of the Fightful family. P.S. Cookie Monster Phil will ever run NXT, maybe? Fa la 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 la. That ending of NXT was not tasteful. Good night to all, and to all a good night.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to. He's made that very clear.
Dragon Lee had an open challenge. Charlie Dempsey came down, and they were about to have the match, and then Joe Coffey goes, I didn't hear no bell, so I'm going to get in the ring, and then we're going to do the match because I'm here, so we're going to do it. So we've had very differing types of open challenges. You talk to the general manager ahead of time, put your name on a list, he picks one, or you say, I want the match, he gives it to you. I'm having an open challenge next week. By the end of the same episode, we find out who's going to be the open challenge next week. Or we've seen a full-on brawl with everybody in the back punching each other to see who could possibly win. We've also seen one where everybody's punching each other and then Nathan Frazier just runs past everybody and dives into the ring to get an open challenge. But now we got a guy who's in the ring about to have an open challenge, and another guy just gets in the ring and says, now you got to choose me or him. Which one you want to face? And because Dragon Lee is a stupid baby face, he says, I'll face them both. And then we got a good match out of it, but it does feel kind of weird. Choose one. How do open challenges work? Pick one and be consistent with it, please.
Where's your conduit, Eva Rain? Eva Rain.
Yeah, where is she? She should be making matches right now. Come on.
Enforce something here.
Yeah.
I would have simply said, no, the other guy answered first, and that's how open challenges go.
Right.
But the match was really good. There was a chant for Joe Coffey, which was surprising but nice because he's great.
Yep.
So I would like to see this particular title get back to being not like every story is that it's a multi-man match. Like Dominic aside, Wesley's whole thing was like multi-man matches constantly, and then this was first open challenge as a triple threat. Like I would like to see some more stories baked into this title, even though it's a workhorse title. You can still bake a story into it.
Yeah. It's a really good match. Dempsey and Coffey do a really good job in it, and Dragon Lee wins with the Destino. Operation Dragon.
Destino
on Dempsey. Really good stuff. However, really bad stuff. Joe Gacy appears from under the ring. At one point, drags Joe Coffey under the ring and then runs away later. Like he exits the other side. Drags Joe Coffey to a fate worse than death, considering he's literally breaking his fingernails trying to claw back out of the thing as he's being pulled under the ring by Joe Gacy. Whatever happened to Joe Coffey, he's fine because later in the episode he comes out with Gallus. So like whatever Joe Gacy did can't have had any didn't actually do anything because later he just runs away and later we see Joe Coffey and he's fine. So like what was this supposed to have accomplished? How does this act of Joe Gacy dragging Joe Coffey under the ring? What is Joe Gacy's aim? What does it do to Joe Coffey? How does it change him as a person, even within the same episode? And then why is Joe Gacy running away from what he has done? All of those questions need to be answered before you even do the thing. You need to know what all those answers are. Have them in mind when you do the angle of him pulling Joe Coffey under the ring. You cannot just do it for a sight gag and then move on from it because that's not how storytelling works.
We will find out in 6 weeks all the answers to your questions. If you had set up the idea that Joe Gacy was like, you're not getting a shot at this title, that would be great. Have him psychotically stand in the way of people getting title opportunities is something that makes sense. Especially a guy who just decided to show up and make an open challenge at Triple Threat. Right. That would make sense. Joe Gacy, Joe Coffey, underwhelmed later by having gotten dragged under the ring. So I don't know what that was. But
apparently, we're not going to say what it was, but we will find out next week. The spoilers say that we will find out next week. But I would say that the most important thing that needed to happen was that we did not see Joe Coffey just accompany his friends to the ring later.
Yeah, that was weird. I mean? As far as the match goes, I thought Charlie Dempsey looked great because we haven't gotten to see a lot of him. It was nice to see him in action looking like he can hold his own. I think that's good. But yeah, where were the Gallus guys to come get him from under the ring too? This was weird.
No, they were out there with him, and they got ejected to the back because they were messing.
Oh, that's right. Okay, they at least justified
Dragon Lee. So like they weren't there, but it would have been fun to see like them come out and drag him back out of the ring from the other way. That's how you could do it. He gets dragged under the ring, right? And then they run out and like. Wolfgang crawls under the ring, the same place he went in. And Mark Coffey pulls Wolfgang out by the ankles, who is then pulling Joe Coffey with him. And then Joe Gacy gets out and runs the opposite direction at the other side of the ring. Like, at least that is like, we rescued our friend from whatever was going on. And maybe then Joe Coffey could come out later. Otherwise, he should just stay out of the ring until they figure it out. So, Mark Losper saying, Joe Gacy be in a good angle challenge. Difficulty, impossible.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Because I think he's really good, but
yeah.
Weird.
So we talked about the Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes thing. Trick is pissed at Ilja Dragunov for letting Ridge Holland do that. I don't know if he's angry at Ilja Dragunov for getting potentially paralyzed, so now he can't have his one-on-one title match. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what this is. It's weird.
I don't like how much this overshadows the title. I know I've said that a couple weeks in a row, but it just doesn't feel like Ilja Dragunov's reign when so much of it is like defending against you again. Can you make it a triple threat? It also just telegraphs what the ending of that would look like, right? So this gets old.
I forgot about this. Catch Point beating down Dragon Lee after the match, and then LWO comes out.
Yes,
formerly Legato, Wild, and so we're definitely getting a 6-man tag with Wild and Cruz del Toro, and Dragon Lee versus the three of them. That'll be fun.
That'll be really fun, I think. Yeah.
Also fun, Tavion Heights.
Yes.
That dude is athletic as hell and throws some mean suplexes. He did a capture, like a Taz capture suplex power slam from a standing position.
Yeah, that was wild.
Like you're standing here, you have no momentum, you're not running at me to a power slam. I'm just gonna stand here, grab your leg, look my arms, and then just power slam you. And then he ended with like a jumping, spinning belly to belly. Luca Crusifino is fun and should absolutely be part of. I don't know why he's not part of the gang.
It's right
His name is Luca Crusifino. His entrance music sounds like a cheap knockoff of the People's Court music. It's great. Why is he not Tony D's lawyer? I don't understand.
In a pinstriped vest.
At least he's not wrestling in it anymore, which is nice because he used to wrestle in it, and it was very comical. He's taking it off before he gets to the ring, which is much better.
No, leave it on. It's so much better. But right now, this angle would be perfect for him to walk into. That's what I'm so like. He could be really getting into it with Chase U, and I would be so in on that idea.
him walking up and being like, Mr. Chase, we'd like to collect on our debt. Please don't make me get into courts involved, or my associate Big Ange, who's like just standing there with a pair of brass knuckles, because I love Big Ange, but I love them as a duo. They are Luca Crusifino, the lawyer who can use the law to get things, and Big Ange, who uses her fist to get things, as the debt collectors for Tony D, is amazing television. Give me all of that. Give me 6 seasons and a movie of that pairing. I want it.
It's not that far away from what Mansoor and Mace pitched as like the fixers, but you could do it in the
that would be so
like
fun.
in this style, like the way Tony D is running things. That would be so much fun, and it would also give any validity to the Chase U stuff that's going on.
Yes. This is it. His finish should be called a final verdict. I don't know when he gets to use it because he never wins matches, but I still love it. I think it's great.
Oh my god! But attempting the final verdicts alone is worth it. I'm in.
Tavion Heights, I fear, is losing to Lexis King in the finals of this tournament.
Yep.
But I cannot wait to see him suplex Obafemi.
Oh,
in the next round. Whoo boy. You know what that should be? That should be the beginning of a rivalry that lasts about 6 months. Tavion Heights and Obafemi just having I hate you, you hate me, let's fight a bunch of times over and over again. No titles involved. Let's just fight because we don't like each other. And it should start next time when they have this match in the tournament. That's great. They're perfect for each other because Tavion Heights is strong enough to throw Obafemi around, and Tavion Heights is big enough that Obafemi can throw him really far and it won't hurt him. Like, that's the good stuff, man.
I feel like the past breakout tournaments have set up people that were going to be like major players through title pictures and stuff like that. Like when we got Carmelo versus, oh my God, who's not being used on the main roster right now? What's his name? Odyssey Jones.
Yeah.
This breakout tournament seems to be, let's showcase people that aren't so close to that in a really fun way. And that's not the worst. Like I think it's been more successful for the most part than what they did with the women's one, which is kind of a bummer for the women's side of it. But like seeing how in these matches, these guys have broken out is different than how they've done it in the past. But I think it's still very effective in that I want to see more of these guys. Yeah. So we'll see.
And of course, Lexis King will face Riley Osborne for the semifinals. Riley Osborne will lose because he's a dumb baby face and will lose because he's making eyes at Thea Hale.
Correct.
Fun.
Or Thea Hale will distract him and he's not interested.
Noam Dar expect a great challenge for the title. This was fun, but not nearly as crazy as their stuff usually is, but it was fun. Noam Dar versus Josh Briggs is a thing that, like, just get it, do it, get it over with, move on with something better for Noam Dar. Briggs has a storyline now with his buddy who feels neglected and like a third wheel. Like, oh, well, Fallon's got to fight Tiffany so she doesn't have to become a servant. And my buddy Briggs, well, he's going to fight for the Heritage Cup, he is, and I got nothing to do. Old Beach, you might as well just go get a 6-pack and sit on the porch because I got nothing to do. That's what he is right now. So
they should just do something with him and Ora Mensa. But Noam Dar is a national treasure. Mm-hmm. He's an international treasure. I hate to say it, I was kind of expecting more for like the go home to Christmas. You would have thought it'd be something very elaborate for the holidays.
No,
so,
you would think that they would look at least as festive.
As this is your third look of the episode.
At least as festive. At least as festive.
I feel like Lash Legend could have some incredible like Christmas holiday looks if they
amazing
had
looks.
Allowed for it. But
Serving Luke's.
serving Luke's, I just love how proud Noam Dar is all the time. He's just like this, so proud of himself all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get this cleared out and moved on from.
Yeah. Because Briggs is obviously losing because he is the one who's dumb enough to be like, I will go into this Heritage Cup match, a match where the rules stipulate that I should definitely have a guy in my corner. And I will go in alone because honorable hillbilly. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Nikita Lyons says to Lyra Valkyria that there was a very elaborate video package for Blair versus Lyra.
It was good too, but it did make it feel like that the build for this was bigger than it has been in a way. Like that feels like like this is their third match and it's been intensely personal and the in-ring's been insane.
They've never actually fought. Even when they were in NXT UK, they mentioned so it's like it's a long time coming. They've been skirting each other for years, and now with the highest of championships on the line,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
And I love when we see people looking at their own vignettes, like, wow, that really is a crazy story that I am involved in. Anyway, who are you? Like, it's like, somebody walks into their shot as they're like, wow, that is my story that I am watching on this television. Oh, hi, Nikita. How are you? And Nikita's like, I'm going to take care of your Tatum Paxley problem, I guess is what she says. But then I came back for Blair, but I also came back for that title. So, oh my God, Lyra now has all these people coming for her title. So
at least people are coming for the title. Like,
that's good.
Yeah, that's more than I can say about some of the other reigns that we've seen. But we'll see. Miss Nikita Lyons is not getting the same reactions that she was outside of her butt finisher that she was when she first showed up.
She's wearing a lot more fabric than she used to. I think that's probably part of it.
Yeah,
part of the lesser reactions.
She's like sexy Aladdin character now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But she beat Tatum Paxley, who is coming with a crow's feather to the ring. That it is Lyra's crow's feather. She's like keeps with her. And Nikita kicks her a bunch and then does her jumping split-legged butt finisher and pins her.
Yep. I just don't have a ton more to say. This was just kind of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tatum apparently got accidentally he got busted open, maybe a broken nose or something, because she was bloody on the face. Yeah, she confirmed she did bleed, but it did look like maybe a smeared lipstick or something. But yeah, she got. Well, I think it was when she got a giant butt landed on her face.
She got butted open.
Nikita's whole entire pelvis landed on her face. So, anyway, and then the final match is Hank and Tank proving themselves against the Gallus boys by losing.
Yeah, I like Hank and Tank a lot.
I do. I like them a lot. I just don't know. Like, what are you doing?
Why?
No.
Like, in Vic Joseph on commentary, God bless him, was trying to be like, this is what they've needed. This is the fight they've been looking for. And I feel like it would have gone a long way because I actually thought them and Gallus were fun. Like, they had some really fun chemistry in the ring, a lot of big boys in that. This was tag meet, slapping tag meet. You got to love that, right?
Yeah.
But if it was like the super fun, lovable rookies getting a win over the Scottish bar drinking veterans and then being caught off guard by that, now you've got like a story that we're off and running with, right? Yeah. But it's also like your tag champs aren't around, so it would be nice to have a story that was building toward contendership or something.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it be nice if we had stories?
All right, and then there was the main event, which we already talked about at length. Jambeard says, so Alex, you're telling me Joe Gacy pulled Joe Coffey under the ring into the court of little people. Joe Coffey must have been found innocent. Because isn't that what Hornswoggle was running down there? Was the court
That is correct.
Feeling Dreepy says, looking forward to the segment after Tiffany wins, where Horse Girl's hoist lawyer tells her that she's too good for this, and she ends up challenging to win the $1 million championship back. Oh, sorry, that was a different angle. It does feel a little LA Knight and Cameron Grimes, but yeah. Jambeard says, I wouldn't mind them doing a 6-woman NXT title match closer to Elimination Chamber. Blair, Cora, Tatum Paxley, Nikita, Lyra, he says Bird Girl, and a 6-woman. I'm not really sure.
Bird Girl's your champion. She's graduated from weird names.
Roxanne? Because Roxanne slaps what's her face? Santino's kid. The
Ava. Or not Ava. Ariana Grace.
Ariana Grande. The Ariana Venti. She's very tall.
Yes.
Which I suppose she would be then Ariana Tall, but then again, that's short. So you know what? Anyway, slaps her because she was talking down to her about wins and losses meaning less than sportsmanship. And since you failed at wins and losses, do you really want to fail at being a good sportsman? And I was like, okay, that's cute.
She's
that's
making
cute.
It work. If they can close
you
the
can
gap between that and the ring.
You can do all of the things she is doing and saying without wearing a sash that says Miss NXT, because that makes you a crazy person. The other person who says, like, let's just all talk it out. We'll be friends. Listen, if you just heed my advice, everything will be fine. Nobody likes that person. That person can get slapped too. The tiara is the thing that makes me crazy. Yes, obviously me. I have a problem with funny headwear. Me. I'm not hypocritical at all.
Alex.
What?
Nothing. No notes. 11 out of 10.
Good.
Perfect.
Good.
I think there's something there if they can close the gap. I think there could be something really, really fun.
Yeah.
Do something with Roxanne, please, please, please.
Yeah. Mark Losper says they go out of their way to make things worse is the internal comedy motto. Then, now, and forever. That's true. Oh, also, yes. And Eddie Thorpe's niece will finally get revenge on Dijak. They're doing that NXT Underground match next week.
That'll be fun. I'm glad that they're doing that stipulation.
Mm-hmm. Jambeard says, and if you need help taking really good back shots like Mansoor and Mace Madden, then Blue Chew might be for you, Code Fightful.
The fact that Jeremy articled that after Mansoor used the Bryan Danielson picture that he always uses in articles.
Yes.
Set me howling.
Yes.
But look, guys.
Yeah.
You can't just go doing that. Like, I can't just play a Blue Chew ad just because you...
Is your sex life stuck in developmental? Well, get ready for a call-up with BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL. Same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but how about this? No awkward in-person visits, no trips to the pharmacy. It ships straight to your door in a discreet package. But let me tell you, your package is not going to be discreet when you use Blue Chew, and the code FIGHTFUL helps to give you that confidence, that performance to take you straight to the main event, if you know what I'm saying. When approved online by one of our physicians, it just arrives straight to your door. You're not going to have people nosing around with what you're doing, and right now you get your first shipment free when you use the code FIGHTFUL. Go straight to the top, if you know what I mean. Memorable performance, high spot, whatever other innuendos you can think of, BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL.
Thank you.
Did you get a haircut?
Huh? No. What? Do I look different?
Something looks different. You just put your glasses on now or something?
Yeah, no, I was wearing different glasses. I switched them out.
I thought so.
Lieutenant Photo says, to be the menorah, you have to beat the menorah. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the whose house? Swerve's house. And he says my YouTube chat is broken. Tell Luis to fix it.
Luis.
And Allen Haas says, "Fa la 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 la, last man standing match." Thank you very much. Okay. I got that one done. More puns. We're up to 101 puns tonight. You guys are so awesome.
Thank you.
Electric Mayhem says missile drop toe hold. There you go.
Very nice. Maintain wrist control. To do it right.
Ian Riccaboni says, hark the herald Ranjin sing. Hark the herald angels sing, brothers. Love Fro says, Christmas Jerrisnow. Christmas Jerrisnow. Krampushausen. Very cold, very evil. Alpha Bill says Wheeler Yuletide and Jolly TV.
Very nice.
Meet Normus says Judgment Christmas Day. Fa la 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 nina. Oh, that's him. Fa la la nina. Fa la la la.
Fa la 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 la. I can do it even better because I'm still congested, so it just like
it's right there in the nose. It's good.
It really is.
True Infamous says Gingerbread House of Black.
Very nice.
Meet Normus says Redeem D's Chestnuts Patna. And the Iron Santa Claus.
Very nice.
CO says Luca and Big Ange as the mixed tag team Law and Order. It's not a pun, but I like it a lot. Della Common says Frankensteiners and Myrrh.
That's a very good one.
Tilish Mayhem says Chris Kringlelander. Tilish Mayhem says, who the F is Grinch Garlandson?
Very good.
Electric Mayhem says, joy to the world order. Join the Dark Order.
Very nice.
Joy to the world order. Ian Riccaboni says, badass Billy Rider BB gun. And True Infamous says, why are Christmas ornaments addicted to Christmas? Because they get hooked on trees their whole life. Robert Lyle says, Missy Toe Hyatt. Okay. Oh, here's another one. Mike the Jeweler sends in. Ooh, a big one. Okay.
Thanks, Mike the Jeweler.
Just another one for the holidays. Missed you guys on the holiday stream on Sunday. Felt like the stream was missing some sourness. I was doing stuff with my family. I really wanted to be on there. By the time I was like, okay, I'm ready to get on, they were already done.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was so sick. It was such a bummer.
Yeah.
But thank you to everybody that showed up.
Yeah. Hello, Luis. If he's moderating today, hello there, says Luis. Ariana Venti, then 2 laughing, crying emojis.
She's 20 ounces.
Yes. Happy Hank and Tanking Christmas. And also all bow down to the Queen Kate. Thank you, thank you. Mike the Jeweler.
Appreciate you.
If you have any deals, I'm still looking for something for my wife. I'm kidding. I got all of her stuff a long time ago. Okay, here we go. Jukebox, and then we're out. Chi-Town Spurs sent one in on Wednesday for the Dynamite one. He says, can Linda sing Shirley Bassey's Goldfinger, or is that only Tuesdays? It is only Tuesdays. But we can definitely try and do some of that. Hold on. Come on. Over here. Let's go. Come on. Over this way. What are you doing? This way. Over here. I'm drag. But I can't drop unless you let me drag. Drag. Okay. I can't do anything. Why aren't you helping? Help me help you. My whole thing is just completely decided to take a crap. Are they ready for you that you can see? Because I can't do anything now. My entire thing.
Let me see if there are any for me. I hope not, since my throat hurts. Nope. They're
Can I move you now? I can't move. I can't move you. I can't. Okay. I can't. Can I? What is happening? Well, I guess the jukebox is over because I can't get anything to open or close or full screen or anything. I can't click on any new links. My whole
Alex,
thing,
you
my
have
cursor
to
won't
save
move.
Christmas.
I'm trying, but I can't. No, I can't click on anything. It's just gone.
Is there any Christmas?
I don't even know. I can't not. Hello, it's me. What? I put my headpiece on wrong. I can't. Why won't it work? Oh, Luis copied and pasted into the document the lyrics from Goldfinger.
What a gem! Luis is Santa Claus. He saved Christmas.
I mean, for now, I can't scroll up and down. So we'll see.
You're just gonna have to keep erasing it and pasting it.
He's the man with the Midas touch, a spider's touch, such a cold finger beckons you to enter his web of sin, but don't go in. Golden words he will pour in your ear, but his lies can't disguise what you fear. For a golden girl knows when he's, the Golden Girls. Remember that show?
I love the Golden Girls. You're such a Blanche.
I mean, me? No, I'm a Sophia. What are you talking about?
No, you are a Blanche.
You're a Rose. A golden girl knows when he's kissed her. It's the kiss of death from Mr. Goldfinger. So there we go. That's about all I could do here. I don't know why I can't. Can I click on this now? I can't. Can I click on it? Can I move it? Can I do anything with it? I can't do nothing with it. All right. So there we go. I can't scroll. I can't scroll. Am I scrolling? I'm scrolling. I can't get rid of this particular window here or switch from this window to another window.
Have you asked your nephew? I know he helps you out with the technology sometimes, like when you were having the trouble with the DVD players.
No, I can't. It's his bowling league night. I can't get a hold of him. He always shuts off his phone on his bowling league night. Tuesdays is bowling league. So can you bring up the lyrics for All I Want for Christmas is My Two Front Teeth? Thank you so much. Darby Allin sings All I Want for Christmas is My Two Front Teeth. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. My two front teeth. My two front teeth. Gee, if I could only have my two front teeth, then I could wish you Merry Christmas. Malachi Black. It seems so long since I could say Sister Susie's sitting on a thistle. Gosh, oh gee, how happy I'd be if I could only whistle Brody King. That's enough. We're moving on. Next one, Luis. Oh wait, this is okay. I've moved it. It took just forever. This I can't. This window, it will not move. I can't do anything with it. Okay, next one, Luis. Give me the next one. I can't do anything with this.
This is the most perfect us thing to have happen.
It is perfect. There's an Uggs ad playing. Ugg boots. Oh wait, is it gone now? Is it gone? It's gone. Oh wait, no. What happened? Wait, no, don't do that. Come back.
This all went downhill when you took off your Santa.
Where did you go?
Get up. Just saying.
Honestly, it really was. Oh no, now my internet's bad. Okay. Ludwig Kaiser sings Let It Snow. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Toodles. I threw Tiffany in there so that they could be cute, you know?
Will sent this in on Wednesday. The Canada song from MST3K. I don't know who I'm supposed to do, but I'm just gonna do it as Linda again because it's a lot of people in
The
here.
default.
It's just too much. Okay. Oh, I wish I was back in old Canada, a land which I never shall lampoon. How I pined for the ice covering Lake Manitoba and the beauty that is Saskatoon. Oh, I wish I was back stuck in the hills of Alberta, drinking beer with some big dumb guy trapping fur. As he scraped and chiseled all the moose dung off his boots, I would learn that he's the Prime Minister. I wish I was in the land that gave us Peter Jennings, Alanis Morissette, Mike Myers too. No, I take that back. I wouldn't go there even if you paid me. Oh, Canada, you are a place I must eschew. Yeah. There you go. Thank you. I'm done with that.
Why were we doing Canada last week? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't remember. Oh my God. Is this the last one? Hold on. Okay. No, okay, good. We'll do this one now. We'll do that one later. First, we have to do this one. Can I click on you? Will you destroy everything here? I do not know if you will or not. This is Psycho Stick, Zombie Claws, and Jambeard wants all of Imperium to sing it. It's tradition, cheer, and festivities. Jolly, I am the one. It's time for Christmas fun. Flying through the trees, sleigh bells jingling. Sack all full of toys, bringing the Christmas joy to every boy and little girl all over the world. Spread a season's greetings and slide down to the chimneys and give all the gifts, because I'm a Santa Claus. Sit on my lap and tell me what you want. Then I'll add it to my list, because I am Santa Claus. Thank you. And now to Ricky Rainbows, and we're done.
Ricky!
Jimmy Pringle says, I'm here. What did I miss? Never mind. Merry Christmas, my favorite internet family. SGS for life. Okay. Hold on. Hello.
Ricky!
It's me. I'm Father Christmas. Hold on. Can this work? Is this too many hats? Am I wearing too many things on my head? No, I'm all right. I'm Father Christmas now.
Father Ricky
right.
Rainbow Christmas.
So first one here is but from Drinking at Moe's, who sent it from last week from the AEW show, wanted me, Ricky Rainbow, doing Dick in a Box. He said, I'm loving what I'm seeing from AEW right now, not without its faults, but what a great time to be a fan. And then he asked me to sing Dick in a Box. Hey, girl, I've got something real important to give you, so just sit down and listen. Girl, you know we've been together such a long, long time, and now I'm ready to lay it on the line. Well, you know it's Christmas and my heart is open wide. Gotta give you something so you know what's on my mind. A gift real special, so take off the top. Take a look inside, it's my Dick in a Box. Not gonna get you a diamond ring, that sort of gift don't mean anything. Not gonna get you a fancy car. Girl, you know you're my shining star. Not gonna get you a house in the hills. A girl like you needs something real. It's my Dick in a Box. Thank you. Finally, Jambeard wants me to sing I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas.
I too would like that. I would also very much like that.
Right. Let's see if I could do it. Here we are. All right. Here we are. Let's see if I can get it to work. It doesn't want to work. What? Okay. Here we are. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. Don't want a doll, no dinky tinker toy. I want a hippopotamus to play with and enjoy. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. I don't think Santa Claus will mind, do you? He won't have to use a dirty chimney flue. Just bring him through the front door. That's the easy thing to do. I can see me now on Christmas morning, creeping down the stairs. Oh, what joy or what surprise when I open up my eyes, see a hippo hero standing there. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. No crocodiles, no rhinoceroses. I only like hippopotamuses, and hippopotamuses like me too. Thank you.
Beautiful. Voice of an angel. Ricky, before we get out of here, do you have any Christmas traditions?
Well, we do the funny thing that all Brits do where we wear a paper crown at Christmas dinner.
Oh, fun.
But
Very nice.
One time my nan got too close to the candles and the whole house burnt down. So we don't do that one anymore. Yeah. Or did it happen? You never know, because I'm a mystery wrapped in an enigma, wrapped in an egg roll wrapper.
Yes, you are, Ricky. For Christmas, all I want to know is are you from the UK or not? That's all I want for Christmas, is to know Ricky Rainbow's origins. That's all. I feel like I've been a good girl this year. I deserve to know. But I never will.
I'll never tell.
I know. But hey, in the spirit of Christmas, everything sucks.
Well, no, you say thank you, and then you say keep cool, gabagoos, and happy Christmas, and then you say
Toodles!